Well, hello there. I was going to say good morning, but it's too late. It is already 12:36 and it's 28 degrees outside today. So before I scarf down my lunch, I wanted to share with you what I made for lunch for Meatless Monday. Actually, I cooked it once and we're going to have it twice today. So this is carrot and butternut squash farfalle, which I just cooked for about 9 to 10 minutes. I like it al dente. Not gummy, but just al dente to the tooth. Drained, and then, that garlic grapeseed oil I made last week, I just added a tiny little bit to the bottom of the pan and then quickly sauteed it. Took it out of the pan, added a squirt of hot sauce because I like it spicy. You could also add like a little bit of the garlic chili oil if you want. And then 2 tablespoons of fine shredded cheese and some of the parsley that I gathered from the garden that has been dried. So that is my yummy lunch, and the reason it's going to do double duty is that tonight for dinner for Meatless Monday, because it is such a cool day and Polly's out in the elements all day. As a matter of fact, it's supposed to snow tomorrow again, 3 to 5 inches, and we got about, I think, 7 to 8 inches over the weekend. So it's a winter wonderland here. I'll show you. Bright light winter wonderland outside. So I will be making a veggie soup. I have vegetable stock, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some nice thinly sliced vegetables to it. Celery, carrots, some onions, maybe a little bit of something spicy. And then for some substance, I'm going to add the remainder of the farfalle that I cooked for lunch, as well as drained and rinsed black beans. So I'll probably serve it with a squeeze of lemon or lime. I don't think I have any limes on hand. So unless I run out and get some limes, it'll just be with a little bit of lemon, which should be hearty enough. Oh, excuse me. I'm still... As you can tell, my voice kind of comes in and out, but it's definitely much better than it had been. That's absolutely my laryngitis kind of just acting up. So I'm going to get back into the swing of things by doing my to-do list, which I will link in the About below. So if you click on About below the screen or below the, if you're watching this on YouTube or my blog, if it's on my blog, then you'll see the list. But I have to get back into getting my to-do stuff crossed off. I really slacked while I wasn't feeling great, and to be honest, it is absolutely visible in our house. The kitchen's not picked up. Chickens are doing fine. They're warm and they get fed, but they're just not as cared for as when I do it. Over the weekend, Polly took care of them just because the chickens were his idea, so I thought, at some point he's going to have to get his hands dirty, but I still have to go clean out the coop. So I'm hoping that I'll have a little bit of a break this afternoon before it gets dark and too cold to clean out the coop, so they can have a nice layer of fresh shavings in there. They still have been laying, no problem, but Polly did say that there was a broken egg yesterday, and I think that's because he didn't check the coop often enough. If you leave the eggs in there, there's one chicken that just keeps trying to eat the eggs, even though we supplement their food with oyster shells. So anyway, so this is lunch, and then I have my trusty seltzer. Once I've eaten, because I'm still kind of a bit under the weather, excuse me, see? I'm going to drink like 8 ounces of pomegranate juice, but I didn't want to drink it on an empty stomach because I missed breakfast. I didn't have coffee this morning. I had coffee way too late in the afternoon yesterday, although I was told it was decaf. Decaf. I think it was full caffeinated because I was up until like 1:30 and I took 2 Tylenol PMs, which took almost 3 hours to kick in, which is very unusual for me. Anyhow, so that's that, and I also have to design our holiday card. I know it's so late in the process. Today is the 16th, but that's okay. I will get it done, and then I'll create an assembly line, and I will get them all posted, hopefully by no later than Friday. So that's what I have on my schedule for today. I have a meeting in about 15 minutes. I'm going to finish up my lunch, have my seltzer, and then drink my juice for that vitamin C, because pomegranates have more vitamin C than orange juice, and I would rather get it naturally than have to take a pill. That's always a better way to do it. So that's it for now, and I will be back in a little bit, probably after my meeting. Okay, it's time to make dinner. So I think this is a 3-quart pot, and I'm going to add a box of low sodium vegetable broth. It's, I think, about 4 cups. And I get this Pacific brand from Ocean State. I think it's $2 a box. I did all the hard work of developing the flavors. You could certainly do this yourself. However, I'm going to opt to use the box. So it's low sodium, USDA organic. Yep, 4 cups. There's all the information. And then into this, as it simmers, I'm going to add the veggies, which is half a diced carrot, 2 mushrooms, I think it's the baby portobellas, about 2 tablespoons of dill, a stalk and a half of celery cut at an angle, and a little bit of a Cubanelle pepper for a little heat. And I have my rinsed black beans right here, and I'm going to add a little bit of my favorite chili garlic sauce, and then I have the farfalle from leftovers from lunch, which is the carrot and butternut squash, which have not been dressed with anything, just cooked, but I'm going to add those at the very last minute just to warm them through. So let's see what this looks like with all the veggies inside. I forgot to mention I also have 3 scallions with a little bit left over for decorations and a little dill left over for decoration. So I'm going to taste this because this was a low sodium vegetable broth. I'm going to taste it after I add the chili garlic to see if I need any salt and pepper. It's looking tasty already, so I've added probably about a teaspoon, well, half a teaspoon of salt and probably half a teaspoon of fresh cracked black pepper, a full heaping teaspoon of the garlic chili sauce. And I think what I want to do is add another, at least a cup, maybe a cup and a half of tap water, because I have beans and pasta that I'm going to be adding to it. As you can see, there's already a lot of vegetables in there, so it's pretty dense. So if I add the beans in there, there's going to be virtually no liquid. And I'm going to add the beans at the last minute just to warm them through because they're fully cooked. And I don't want the beans to start to break down in the soup. So I'm going to simmer this on medium for about 10 minutes or so, because I have the hearty vegetables in there, the carrots and the celery and the pepper, that I want to start to get tender, not break down, not to get mushy or anything, but so it looks pretty yummy, and I've tasted it all along. Don't be afraid to taste your food as you're cooking it, because it's only through taste can you tell whether, you know, you're hitting the points of the salt. And at the end, I am going to serve this with some fresh lemon wedges for that little bit of acidity, which will be a nice counterpoint to the heartiness of the vegetables and the beans and the pasta. So let's add some water before it starts to simmer. That's it. The soup is done. It has simmered. The key was that the carrots and the celery got a little tender. Ooh, sorry, you're getting all fogged up. I've added the beans in, and I've just placed a couple of noodles in the bottom of my soup bowl. I'm going to have dinner without Polly because he won't be home until 11:30 tonight. And to be honest, by then I'd like to be snuggled in bed and replying to YouTube messages instead of waiting for him to eat dinner. I'll just leave his on the stovetop so he can warm it up when he gets home with instructions. So that's what that looks like. Let me pour it into my bowl and I can show you what it looks like with a little sprinkling of fresh dill and scallions. That's it. This could not have been any easier. As a matter of fact, while the soup was cooking, I Skyped with Mom and Dad, who are in Florida, and I even showed them the snow outside since they're missing it all. Aww. I don't really feel bad. So I have a couple of Parmesan bread knots to go along with my hearty veggie soup with beans and farfalle pasta, which is made out of carrots and butternut squash. So I'm going to take this and go watch a little bit of the Voice, and then after I'm done with that, I will upload everything so you can view it. And don't forget to thumbs up. It's free for you and it helps me out. And thank you so much for joining me today. I'll include a link to my today's to-do list so you can check it out. And hopefully there'll be more activity tomorrow, although it's supposed to snow. We're not sure about when, but we'll see. It's always interesting in New England, so I hope you have a joyful day and you had something hearty and satisfying to eat today. And so you've seen my Meatless Monday meals, all 2 of them. Thanks for watching, everyone. Say bye, Mosmos.